to pay some money, but we're going to have it done. She said, I'm going to do the coordinating of all the subcontractors who are going to be involved in this and when we're going to bring them on. I kid you not, within 1 year, I had launched a party nationally. They called me, the lady from New Orleans said, man, this is fantastic. I had somebody else call me from iHeart, and they said, listen, here's what we're going to do for you. We want in the podcasting business, too. We want to be known as the premier podcasting business. By the way, they just bought a company, major podcasting company. But your podcast is so first class, not just the content, but, and Joe, you're on my show a lot, but the way you present it on the podcasting platform, which goes back to Sherry Moats. We're going to put you on our national platform, and we're not going to charge you a dime. So, we're on iHeart's national platform. They love us. They're not charging me a dime to be on their national platform for podcasting. Very much thanks to Sherry Moats, who listens and who puts something, to get your vision, she puts it together in a way that you can start from step one and go all the way to the end, just like that. So Sherry Moats has been, she has a heart of joining people and connecting people. She had a campaign a few years ago called Together Strong, where she involved the mayor and the governor and, I don't know, to encourage people, business people, to help each other. So I have the highest respect for Sherry. She's also a talk show host on KRAM. So Sherry Moats with Come Into Your Own, come on down. I want you to hear, but if you don't have any place to put it though, do you?
I can put it in where you need it.
I want you to be able to sound, unless you don't want to do it. You don't have to, but I was trying to get your sound.
Whatever you think I need. Hello, everybody. Hey. Where do I put this on, Joe?
I don't think that's exactly right. Let's see. Why don't we go with it just,
Without it?
yeah, and there's your whiteboard and your markers.
Okay, wonderful. Well, first of all, it's great to be a Talk Shop. Talk Shop is no stranger. It's been around for many years. How many years?
15.
15 years. Of that right there just deserves a business is excellent, and it is such a pleasure always to do business with Joe Garner and each one of you. So what we're here to talk about today is how to effectively manage your message online. How can you stand out in a crowd when it is so crowded? And you do that effectively through your message, through various platforms that can be used in order to do this. As Joe was saying, she has a podcast. So we're going to break this down a little bit as to how we get to that. There are 3 steps that we walk through in order to discover your message and then implement it. So the first step, if you will write this down, is discovery. Through discovery, we determine who you are, what you do, and how you're going to get where you would like to go. The next step is development. This is where various platforms are developed, whether it be, let's say, the website. Antonio, wave at everybody. He's great at that back there, one of my great colleagues that I work with. Or whether it be a social media platform, or whether it be cleaning up and maintaining certain platforms that you have. Development is where a lot of people get lost in the process because it is very analytical. So you have to be very patient, very consistent with the process, whether you are doing it yourself, DIY, which I work with a lot of people that are do-it-yourselfers, some of them being business owners, others being the person in charge. So where's that umbrella? So I come in as the umbrella effect, which is right here, Joe, right here in front, the umbrella. Thank you. And I think it matches mine, not quite as well as it matched your pants, but anyway. And so with the umbrella effect, what you have is the person in charge right here. I would be up here. So that person in charge may be the business owner, the sole owner of the company that's doing the work. Then again, that could be the person that is actually delegating down here to the webmaster and to the social media manager. So I come in as the digital strategist and I look at the entire picture. I work with the person in charge, whether it be the owner or the go-to person, and then we send out reports as to what needs to be done, and then we actually provide either training or we provide project management of that. So if you needed us to bring the team in, we can bring the team in to make it happen, or we can train you as to how to do that. So once we do that, these are the steps we follow: discovery, development. So Leanne,
Yes.
you just launched a new business, so you know all about the do-it-yourself aspect of development, correct?
Yes.
And so with that in mind, name some of the things that you did to develop your business, all things new.
We did a lot of research online to find other companies that did similar things. Pulled information from just other websites that had just general information about downsizing and focusing on
Yes,
seniors and what it would take to help them move through that process.
right. And then you, even after the research is done and you have all of this intel in front of you, you actually had to get into the mode of developing online.
Right.
And so, whether you're doing it or whether you have a team that is being managed, that is doing it, do not lose hope during this process, because it will happen as long as you are consistent. Everyone say consistent.
Consistent.
And the last word, or the last step that I use is implementation or implement. So this right here, discovery, this is where people are all in. Because we're talking about them, we're talking about their business, we're talking about their vision, we're talking about their mission, about their purpose. And we are doing a full digital analysis and putting that into a report so that you can, okay, I was raised in church, so I'm gonna have to segue here just a little bit. But write the vision and make it plain so those who read it may run with it. So it's very, very important that when you have that written report, you then know where you're going in your business. Now, you then know how to get there. The various platforms we're going to recommend, we're going to suggest. So for instance, Leanne, I would say that Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube would be 3 of the main platforms I would recommend for you knowing your business, all things new.
Okay.
I would then say at some point in time, you should start to develop LinkedIn. I would make that the one that would follow those 3 I just named. So depending on your business are the platforms that we recommend on social media. When we get to implementation, so this is done. So when we implement, a lot of people that have not fallen off the development, they fall off the wagon here. You want to know why? Because they believe that I got it all now. I have a wonderful website, have a wonderful presence online, my message is clear, I've got my words: equip, engage, empower. 3 words that we discovered during our discovery process. I've got my website, I've got my logo, Talk Shop, right? Have all of this, and now people know who I am and what I'm doing. Guess what? You just got started. So now you need to implement everything that you just did. There is a process for that. There are 2 different types of digital media. One is paid media, which, if you'll raise your hand, Antonio, that's what he does. He and I work together, and in collaboration, he will work to make sure you have ads that people are clicking on. Then there's earned media. That's where my strong suit is. Earned media is where a digital strategist will sit down with you and train you how to use the tools that are at your fingertips tips, whether it be, Amazon author, right? A book. Let's say you want to do an ebook. Then using that platform that is free. And then monetizing that piece. And then how to share that across the board to various platforms. How to hashtag that, how to geotag that. How to do the various things that you need to do in order to get it in front of eyeballs and get them to click on that link. That is sweat equity. Everybody say sweat equity. So that you do not pay for that in terms of online, you pay for it in terms of time. So you must invest time, or your team will invest time, or our team will invest time in order to make the earned media happen. I believe you should have a mix of both. I think you should have some paid, and I think you should have earned, definitely have earned. So now you've got sweat equity, and now you've invested some into paid media, so now people are clicking on ads. And what is the end result that we're looking for? We're looking to what? Make what? Money. I knew you would get that done. We're looking to make money. So we need to convert those people that are looking and viewing those, that are looking and viewing those links, to end users. So we have what? A return on investment. Now let's talk about just a couple things that you can do that are out of the box, because I really like to look at customized businesses and customize their message. So for instance, I work with an executive suite. We've customized their message so that they're different from you. So if we were to work with you, we would customize your message so it didn't conflict with theirs, so that it stood out, right? The same thing when it comes to Mary Jane. There's a lot of people that have side businesses in Memphis. But what are we going to do to make sure that you stand out with your voice and your message? Radio. Radio is right next to internet in terms of being heard. Talk radio is extremely effective. There are out-of-the-box ways to use talk radio, and it's digital, because you then get an MP3 of that. Joe has a show. She knows all about that. So you get an MP3 that you can share online, and it lives forever. It is the gift that keeps on giving. So the statistics on radio are absolutely phenomenal. Those are ways that you can put that information onto your website under media. Or let's say that you actually decide that you would like to do something out of the box and have a podcast. There are ways to do that. Now you have that on your website. Well, let's say that you don't want to establish your voice in that way. You'd like to do it in a written way. Then blogging is extremely important. Why? Because it creates a new page on your website, or it creates a new page on Facebook under notes, or it creates a new page when you publish onto LinkedIn. So I'm working with a banker right now that is unable to have a website, yet he wants influence marketing, and he also wants to increase his bottom line. So with that being said, we look at that customized package and we say, okay, let's go to LinkedIn where you are able to talk with people. And let's post a blog and publish on LinkedIn. The bank loves it. They are actually posting some of the things that we're doing onto their website. And so we have ghost bloggers that will write for you. Let's say that you say, I'm not a writer. We have ghost bloggers that will write for you. We sit down with you. We discover what your message is, and we go from there. So if you write all of that down, SlideShare, that's another platform I highly recommend. When you are doing a presentation, or you have a PowerPoint, or you have a flyer, you can upload documents as PDFs onto SlideShare, which is owned by LinkedIn, and it then goes to your LinkedIn page, and then you can share it. It can be a press release. These are ways that you get people to look at what you're doing. PR Log is a press release platform. We did a press release that Commercial Appeal was looking at heavily, and we were going to schedule and have them come out and actually do an interview. However, the interviewee declined, but it caught the attention of the right people. So what happens is, within 2 hours, we had almost 300 hits on that press release. Did it cost anything? No. If we would have wanted more hits on that, we would have paid $50 in order to target Memphis. If we would have wanted more hits on that, we could have targeted Boston or Chicago, specifically at $50 per city. If we wanted more hits on that, we would have sent it straight to the Associated Press. So we write the press releases, or you write the press releases. It's all customized. I just named several platforms that you can use to effectively manage your message and your business and your story, because it's all tied in together. Your business, your story, your talents, all compiled into one, putting it online with earned media so that people can actually read, hear, visualize exactly who you are and what you do. Sherry D. Modes to your own. I would be more than happy to take questions. How much time do we have?
You've got,
15
well,
minutes.
talk about, go back to that LinkedIn slide thing. You were talking about,
Slide share.
the slide share. Go back and talk a little bit.
Absolutely, absolutely. Actually, I thought it was a 10-minute segment. I'm getting it confused with being, okay, all right, we're fine. Unbelievable platform. It was actually owned by, it was owned by SlideShare. And LinkedIn came in and bought it. And so when they did, it really brought it up in scope in terms of search engine optimization. There's great SEO with SlideShare. PRLog has great SEO. Another great SEO platform is Eventbrite. So if you're doing an event, post onto Eventbrite. So let's go to SlideShare and let's talk about the various things you can post on there. So, Joe, you have PowerPoints. You also have flyers from the bank that are approved through the bank. You also have your, let me get that.
One pager.
You have your one pager, right? You have your one pager, and then you have the ads for TalkShop, which, by the way, if you're not advertising with TalkShop, you should be, right here in Memphis, Tennessee. Great source with a lot of benefits. And so you upload this as a PDF. You then share that. It makes it a digital asset. Very important. Paper is great. But if you want people over in Arlington to be able to see this and they cannot put their fingers on it, we need it online. So it may be on your website, but having it also on a link, and this applies to any business. I'm just using Joe and TalkShop right now as an example. On a link such as SlideShare, it gives you the analytics. There's no fee for that. You can see how many people have viewed it, how many people have downloaded it. That's another great feature of SlideShare, is people can download what is there. So now they see what you have, whether it be a press release, a flyer, they can download that information. Or if it's strictly educational, Leanne, you do an educational PowerPoint about what you do. Let's say it's only 5 slides, that's okay. And now you have it on there and people can read about it. And if they decide they want to download it, they can. Or if you say, no, this is proprietary information, I do not want anyone to be able to download this, they can share it. Then you can go in and set it to where you cannot download that asset. So let's talk about some of the other platforms I've named and any questions that anyone would have. Okay, go ahead.
You said you have ghost bloggers.
Correct.
I do a lot of blogging for my company, and I've always wondered, how I could get into doing blogging for other people.
Okay.
What is the, where do you find these people? Where do businesses find people to do that?
Well, like we just did, so I would love to speak with you and see what your availability is to be one of our bloggers. So the ghost bloggers are on a short list. We are growing with content development, meaning someone that does not like to write, but yet realizes that the end user and the person viewing the website needs to read, and they need to read really great content that will capture them and also educate them, not only in blogging, but also in the content. Antonio, can you attest that getting content for a website is one of the hardest things that you get from clients?
Absolutely. To have someone come to you with the content at the ready when you building their website is essential.
Yes. So that is something that we provide as well. So having writers for that, content writers or copy writers, as we would say, copy developers. So yes, I would like to talk with you in more depth. And how do you go about doing that? To answer your question, the first thing I would ask you to do would be to send me a few blogs that you've written so that we can look at that, and that would be part of the vetting process. And then we would talk more about how all of that looks. Okay, I'm going to take a business as an example, and we're going to do a quick 1, 2, 3 discovery, development, implementation of what I would recommend for that particular business. So who would like to partner with me on this? Okay, all right,
Since I'm a newbie,
okay,
so
outstanding.
what do I need to do?
All right, well, you can come up here so you can be on the video. That'd be great.
Oh, yeah, fun.
Okay, so I'm going to erase this. Does everybody have this? The 3 steps we follow? A free point for speakers is PowerPoint is out. So very seldom do we use PowerPoint anymore because we want engagement with the audience. So that's something to make a note about. Yes, you can show a slide here or there, but if you do, definitely use emotional photos so that people capture that emotion versus a lot of script. Okay, that's good. All right, so let's go with what is the name of your business?
All things new.
Okay, now you've done some of this with Eric, okay? And so I know you have 3 words, and they're very effective. So this is a part of discovery. This is the first step. And so what are your 3 words when you're describing your business that you use?
Organizing. Downsizing. And design.
Okay, so as we're doing this, what I would recommend is think about your business. Think about, do you have 3 words that describe your business? If you do not, maybe you should be writing some ideas down. Okay, one of the things on your website, do you have a description of each one of these words?
I do.
Fantastic. So that is exactly what needs to happen. Once you've chosen your 3 to 4 words for your business, there should be a small description, hopefully on the home page, that tells exactly what this means, breaking it down, okay? What is your tagline for All Things New?
That's a good question. I just have professional transitional planner, but I don't know if you can call that a tagline.
So that would be your title.
Okay.
Okay, so your title is, which is important. Okay,
And then we do say, the little tagline that I have used is, we help you think outside the box, then get rid of the box. But that may be too long.
I like it. I think we need to work on that here, okay? We have a full team of people. So, I love thinking outside the box. What about, it should be 4 to 5 words long.
Okay.
So how would you condense that?
I would almost just want to say, think outside the box.
I agree with her. How about you guys? Yes, I think that captures boxes on the stage. Props are very important, because remember, even though I am not doing something online right now, I really am, it's being videoed. It's going to go online, it's going to be shared. So just about everything you do as a business, unless you're painting the walls somewhere, but in the type of business that we do, you're going to have a lot of it that will become digital, even when it's not digital in the moment. So having those kind of props would be great. Boxes,
Okay.
so think outside the box is phenomenal. So I would suggest putting that on the next order
Okay.
of your paper assets, branding assets.
Okay.
Okay, so we have 3 words, we have 3 descriptions online. Yes,
Just a thought,
Uh-huh.
I'm not sure if this is perfect or not, but since you are in the process, I mean, you're helping people transition, you might say transition outside the box.
Oh,
Just
That's
something
good
that's an active, that may not be the word, but something that's actively showing people a picture of what you do for them
okay.
outside the box. I'm not sure.
transition
So that's-
outside the box. Any input on that? We're brainstorming right now, we
Yeah,
love
because it
that.
ties it more to our business, the
Okay.
transition.
Okay.
I like that. Okay. Thank you, Joe. Now, right here, you have professional transitional planner. That's a lot of O's.
I know.
Professional transition planner.
Okay.
You
Oh,
really
yeah,
don't need
yeah, I
an
like that,
AL
yeah.
at the
Okay.
end.
Okay.
Okay, so that can be updated as
Okay.
well on your branding. All right, so now we have a great tagline that really, would that create a picture for you? Transition outside the box. When you see all things new, organizing, downsizing, and design. You put all of that together, does that paint a picture for you?
And you can say no, so I'll know how to change it.
Pass this around.
Okay.
Okay, we also have the logo. The logo is designed, which is a very nice logo, and your colors are nice. All right, so now we talk about what do we do with this information to put it online so that it is an effective message. So, we've already talked about what's on the website. These things should be added to the website.
Okay.
Are you blogging?
No, not yet.
When do you plan to start?
I'll give you a date. What is today, Wednesday? I'll say Monday.
Okay, Monday, wonderful.
I do have a suggestion, this is a suggestion, I blog all the time. And sometimes, I don't know if you've ever tried to go to your computer to write something and you just have writer's block. The thing I do is I go into Google, love Google, and I put in search words that have to do with a topic that I'm sort of thinking of. And I just start reading other people's blogs. And I don't make hand notes, but I copy and paste it onto a Word document where I've just got a mismatch of all these different things that people, and they're the ones that are on the top of the search engine where people are interested in opening these. So I know that this is things that people are interested in that has to do with my topic. And so at that point, it's like pouring a whole bunch of information into one big hopper and then starting to churn the hopper. And I start thinking of stories, real life stories of things that I can tell that illustrate some of these points. And then that helps me write it in my own words.
Outstanding. So what that's called is thought leadership, that you then become the thought leader in that arena. You've then taken the content from someone else and you've curated it. So it's called, there's these words that you're going to hear, and it's called curating content. Very important point, to do exactly what Joe said. I do not need to re-describe that. She did it very well. So one of the things in blogging to remember is organizing would be a highly searched word, would you say? Yes. Downsizing, would you say that's a highly searched word? Okay. Design it's going to go in different areas, right? But these two words for think about words that people are going to search. If you want them to search you locally, then put it there somewhere, Germantown, Tennessee, or Collierville, or Memphis, or Mid-South, or, right? So throw that in occasionally. And that is strictly when we're talking about blogging. Also, when you are titling the blog, when you title the blog, think about words like, this would be great, transition outside the box. Transition would be a highly searched word. So since that's your new tagline, that could be your first blog, okay? And I'm wrapping up. Let's talk about platforms. We said for you that I would recommend Facebook business page. Do you have one?
Yes.
Okay. YouTube, do you have one?
Not yet.
Okay. A channel, very important. Okay, hide your subscribers, hide your likes or your dislikes, because you're new. You do not want that on there right now. I would recommend Instagram because it will invoke emotion. Pictures, right? So Instagram. And then LinkedIn development, start developing that. Okay? Then once you create this blog or you start writing this blog, how often are you gonna write? Weekly or monthly? Or bi-monthly?
I'll say bi-weekly.
Okay?
How often do you suggest?
Be consistent with whatever you do. So what I would suggest is starting once a month
Okay,
and then evolving into more.
okay,
Okay, so you're going to have your first blog next Monday, you're going to start writing it. I would say by the following Monday to have it written and published. So that's an editorial and marketing calendar. Put that on the calendar, okay, everybody? So that's an overview of the things that you would do in order to get yourself noticed online with your messaging, your voice. That would be your business, your story, your talents. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Sherry, you may